Okay students, so now we'll move to the next thing, that is meaning of macroeconomics. Macroeconomics. Okay, so first meaning, macroeconomics is a branch of economy which analyzes or studies the entire entire economy. It deals with total employment. I'm writing the short form: total employment, national income, national output, total investments, then is total consumption, total savings, okay, general price level. It's going to learn everything in detail, that is the whole of the economy, the interest rates, the inflation, the trade cycles, the business fluctuations. Okay, so it's going to study the entire economy, the total employment, national income, national output, total investment, total capital, consumption, total savings, general price level, inflation, okay, interest rates, inflation, trade cycles, and business fluctuations. The macroeconomics is the study of aggregates. Aggregates means what? Total. Definitions. So definitions will be given by various economists and it will differ according to them. One of the definitions given by one of the economists, Jane Hansen. Macroeconomics is a branch of economy which considers the relationship between large aggregates such as volume of employment, total amount of savings, okay, total amount of savings, investments, and national income, etc. So this is what the professor has to say. Okay, that is economist. It's a branch of economy which considers the relation between large aggregates such as volume of employment, total amount of savings, then investments, national income, etc. Another economist was Professor Carl Shapiro. What did he state? Macroeconomics deals with functioning of the economy as a whole. Okay. So now let's study the scope of macroeconomics. What does the scope states? In scope you have to state the theories of income and employment. Theory of income and employment. Macroeconomy explains which factors determine the level of national income, employment, and what causes the fluctuations in the level of income, output, and employment. To understand how the employment is determined, level of income, output, and employment. To understand how the level of employment is determined, we have to study the consumption function and the investment function. We have to study the consumption function and the investment function. Theory of business cycles is also part and parcel of the theory of income and employment. Theory of business cycles. Okay. Theory of general price level. And inflation. Okay, macroeconomy analyzes how the general price level is determined and further explain what causes fluctuations in it. The study of general price level is significant on account of problems created by inflation and deflation. What is inflation? When the prices increase, we say it's inflation. Deflation is when prices decrease. Theory of growth and development. Theory of growth and development. Okay. So macroeconomics consists of the theory of economic growth and development. It explains the causes of underdevelopment and poverty. What will it explain? The causes of underdevelopment and poverty. It also suggests strategies for accelerating the growth and development. It suggests the strategies for accelerating the growth and development. Macro theory of distribution. Last scope is macro theory of distribution. Macro theory of distribution deals with relative shares of rent, wages, interest, profit in the total national income. Okay, so that was it under the scope. So now we'll move on with the features and importance of macroeconomics. Okay, students, now let's move to the features of macroeconomics. Features of macroeconomics. Okay, study of aggregates is the study of aggregates. Macroeconomics deals with the study of economy as a whole. It is concerned with the aggregate concepts such as national income, national output, general price level, business cycles. Okay, so it deals with the total study. Then comes the income theory. Macroeconomics studies the concept of national income, its different elements, methods of measurement, social accounting. It studies the concept of national income, okay, its different elements, its measurement, the social accounting. It deals with the aggregate demand and aggregate supply. It deals with aggregate demand and supply. It explains the causes of fluctuations in the income that lead to business cycles, that is inflation and deflation. General equilibrium analysis. Macroeconomics deals with the behavior of large aggregates and the functional relationship. It deals with large aggregates and their functional relationship. General equilibrium deals with the behaviors of demand, supply and prices in the whole economy. Demand, supply and prices in the whole economy. Okay, the fourth one is interdependence. Macroeconomics takes into account interdependence between the aggregate variables such as income, output, employment, investment, price level. Example, changes in level of investment. Will finally result in the changes in the levels of income, output, employment, eventually the economic growth. So it is interdependent. Fifth one is lumping method. So just remember the difference between these two methods, lumping and slicing. Slicing is there in the microeconomics, and macro we have lumping. Lumping means together. Lumping is the study of whole economy rather than the part. Whole economy, it studies the whole economy rather a part of it. And Professor Boulding said that forest is an aggregation of trees, but it does not reveal the properties of an individual. In a forest you have lot many trees, okay, but what is the property of an individual tree? It will not. This lumping method only studies the forest as a whole and not the individual tree. Okay, then the growth models. Macroeconomics studies various factors that contribute to economic growth development. It is useful in developing the growth model. These models are used for studying the economic development. Example, the Mahalanobis growth model emphasizes. If you have heard about this, Mahalanobis model emphasizes on basic heavy industries. Seventh is the general price level. You have to write the full form. I am just writing the short form away. In the exam, you have to write the general price level. Determination and changes in price level are studied in macroeconomics. The level is the aggregate of all goods and services being produced. What does this mean? General price level is the average. It's the average of all prices of goods and services produced in the economy. Eighth one is policy oriented. According to Keynes, macroeconomics is a policy oriented science. It suggests suitable economic policies to promote economic growth, economic growth, general employment, control of inflation, depression, etc. Policy oriented. Okay. So now let's move to the importance of macroeconomics. Importance. What's the importance? First is functioning of an economy. Functioning of an economy. Macroeconomic analysis gives an idea of the functioning of an economic system. It helps us to understand the behavior pattern of aggregative variables in large and complex economic system. It helps us to understand the behavior pattern. Second is economic fluctuations. What does this mean? Macroeconomics helps to analyze the causes of fluctuations in income, output, employment, and makes an attempt to control them and reduce their severity. Economic fluctuations. Then comes the national income. Study of macroeconomics have brought forward the immense importance of national income and social welfare, social accounts. Without the study of national income, it's difficult to formulate any economic policy. Just remember that without this national income, it's difficult to formulate any correct economic policies. Then comes economic development. Advanced studies in macroeconomics helps to understand the problem of developing countries such as poverty, inequalities, income, wealth, difference in the standard of living of the people, etc. It suggests important steps to achieve economic development. It suggests to take the steps to achieve the economic development. Then comes performance of an economy. Macroeconomics helps us to analyze the performance of an economy. National income estimates are used to measure the performance of an economy over time by comparing the production of goods services in one period with that of the other period. Performance of an economy when it just comparing the two periods when the services were produced. Study of macroeconomic variables. Study of macroeconomic variables. To understand the working of economy, the study of macroeconomic variables is important. The main economic problems are related to economic variables such as total income, total output, total employment, general price level. Okay, so just remember that the study is around these variables. Level of employment, level of employment. So last point in this is level of employment. Macroeconomic helps to analyze the general price level of the employment output of an economy. It helps us to understand the general level of employment and output in an economy. So as you have seen the features, the importance and everything, we now end this chapter. So before we end it, we need to understand what are the likely questions to come. Okay, so let's see what are the most likely questions to come in economics. Most likely questions. Okay, so first questions that I would say in this chapter would be like the difference of micro and macroeconomics. You can glance what's the difference. In difference you can state the meaning. What is the meaning of macroeconomics? The tools used, like the individual demand and its the aggregate demand and supply. Scope. In scope we have different points covered, like demand, supply, product pricing, factor pricing. Here in macro it was national income, general price level. Then the importance difference, then you can in difference you can write the meaning, the tools, you can write the meaning, what are the tools used to measure it. Okay, then what's the scope, what's the importance. Okay, theory, and you can give it by explain it by giving the examples. Examples could be individual income, individual output, national income, national output. Okay, so this is what you can write it in the difference between micro and macroeconomy. And as a whole also you have to learn the entire concepts, tools, importance, theory for all these things. Okay, so next thing is like slicing method. What's the difference between correlation is there, slicing method, and here you have the lumping method. Okay, so you can give examples of those two methods also. Okay, then comes the most likely question is features. Features can be for anything, macro or microeconomics, you have to study it. Then the importance, then is the scope. Okay, so there are so many things that can, so many questions that are likely to come from this chapter. It's a very simple chapter, the concepts are simple. If you haven't understood any of the concept or any method you haven't understood, do write me in the comment section so I can explain it again. Okay, then the concepts of macro and macroeconomics, the whole chapter when you study you can give the concepts of macro and macroeconomics, features, importance. So these are the likely questions. If you have any other query on this chapter, do let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.